Hey, it's Gene from the Assisted Living Network. What's good for them is good for you too. You know, the last time we talked, I was sharing with you about the conversation. You're going to have it, the conversation with a parent about moving into assisted living. And if you really focus on what I said before, what I'm about to say now, what's good for them is good for you. It's not just about you saying, I don't want to take care of them and it's too much of my time and energy. It's what's best for them. You see, a lot of times people, as they age, they go along and then people start to fade away, pass away, family members. My mom got to the point where she was the only one left. Her mom and dad were gone, her husband were gone, her brothers and sisters had all passed away. It was just my mother. So there's nobody above her. She was the top of the line. Everybody else was a child or grandchild or a great-grandchild. So at that point, when you're there, you're kind of all alone. Now in a house, when you think about it, my mom and dad, we had 7 children. So I know it was a hard time a lot of times during those years that we were all there at the house, but then they started to leave one at a time. And before you knew it, they were down to just one and then none. And when my youngest sister moved out, they sold the house and they moved to Florida. They weren't ready to just lay on the beach, but they were ready to move to a warmer environment. They retired to Florida. They didn't just do it that day. They had actually purchased land a decade earlier. Then they built a home and they went down to visit it during the winter for a few weeks. They would lend it to friends and let them experience it too, but they had gotten comfortable with the fact that there's a place they can go, it's warmer. So when it came time, they sold their home and they moved to Florida. Now we were, hey, why'd you sell the house for? But for them, it was the right thing. What's good for them may not be something I think it is, but it's good for all of us too. Eventually, we need to cut our ties, and so do they, but now mom and dad moved to Florida. And when I say good for them, when dad started to need more help, and he had medical issues where he was actually given 6 months to live. And when he was given 6 months to live, it was you need a lot of care all the time, that 24/7 hour care. Now my mom was a nurse and she was fully capable of taking care of him, but as husband and wife, as spouses, that 24/7 caregiver and spouse, that can be very difficult. I don't care if you're a nurse or a trained professional, that can be very difficult. So we actually invited mom and dad to move up with us. So they moved in with us, my wife and I, into our home. We had an apartment in the home and they moved into it. And that 6 months turned into 2 years. And it was an awesome experience. But I have to tell you, when the time comes to have that conversation, like we said before in the last one, that conversation about you need more help, for us it was somewhat natural. But we invited them to move into our home, so my mom was there and I was there, my wife was there, and others were able to come and visit. So it was a natural move. But not everybody has 6 brothers and sisters. My wife has 6 brothers and sisters too. That's lots of kids. Today's family, not so much. There's a few kids at best. So the concept of them needing help, it's good for them and it's good for you. If you need help with your mom or dad, that means you cannot do something else. Maybe you're neglecting your own children or your own career, or maybe it's your own faith. You can't go to church when you want to. You can't have the one-on-one, the date night with your spouse, or that church meeting you would have in the middle of the week. Whatever it is that you're now sacrificing for mom and dad. On one side, you're saying, I'm willing to and I will do whatever it takes to take care of mom and dad. On the other side, question, are you really the best one to do that, to provide that care for mom or dad? It may be time to hire somebody else or to bring mom and dad and move them into assisted living. Now that transition itself can be much smoother if somebody comes in to help in the home, but that's more expensive, or they move into a home and not a hotel or big box facility. Because then it is truly a home with a small group of seniors. And the closer it is to you, the more you can go and visit. As a matter of fact, what we find many times is the relationship between the family, the kids, and the mom or dad, the resident who's living in the home, that relationship gets deeper and tighter and closer because they're actually making the time and the effort to go see them and spend time. Let's get real. Some of you and some people you know haven't seen their parents for months, maybe 6 months. It may be once a year that they go visit them. And if they were in the same neighborhood or nearby, in a residential assisted living facility, or in a big box facility for that matter, and if it was closer by, they could go to them and see them after work on a weekend. Spend an hour, spend a half an hour, stop by and drop something off. Let them know that they love mom and dad by investing the time and bringing it to them. their time, their energy. What's good for you, what's good for them, many times it is the same. They need that help, and you may not be the best one to provide it. You're certainly not the only one. Others can do that. It does cost money. Those caregivers, though, are trained, and it allows you to be the son, the daughter, the granddaughter, the grandson. It allows you to play the part that you were designed to play, not the one that you may not be designed to play. Good for them and good for you? Well, that's the best of all worlds. Last episode and this episode, when you take them together, you're going to have that conversation with mom and dad. And if you focus on the right things, what's good for them, what's good for you, but what's good for them, they do come together. It's all symbiotic, and that's what this is all about. Helping those seniors transition and get the help they need and still loving them along the way. Whether it's in your own home or in that facility, they need it, and it's good for them and good for you. This is Gene from the Assisted Living Network saying do good and do well. If you like what you've seen and heard, please subscribe.